Ladies and gentlemen, from one Rockefeller Plaza, coming to you live and in color in beautiful southwest Albuquerque, New Mexico, it's your host, Dennis Hudson, with your OrangeQuant.com S&P 500 forecast.
And thank you, Harry, for that bombastic start to what will no doubt be another great show. I gotta pay that guy more if he keeps this up. Okay, as you can see, our previous forecasts are starting to be vindicated. I'm Dennis Hudson, by the way, and this is OrangeQuant.com. But let's not get too excited. The vindication came in this last day, Friday, and we got to see how this moves along. And I'm going to show you some things here, several charts, and so on, to kind of flesh out this picture. It's really interesting. I think you're going to get a lot out of it. So, Wall Street did a tankeroni on us. Good for them. Glad to see it. Just because we forecasted it is why I'm glad to see it. It has been a tough couple of weeks for H205 and the synthetic trend lines we were using. But, as I said before, ultimately H205 proves itself out. But first, let's talk about what happened to you if you shorted the SPY, the S&P 500 ETF, about 10 days ago. It was last week, Tuesday. If you did that, what has happened to you? And you'll recall that earlier this week I pointed out that it would probably bring you back to a break even, or you might even make a little profit. So here's the picture. Although we mistakenly called this day right here, this is Tuesday right here I'm pointing to, not of this past week but the week before, we mistakenly called that to be an inflection. However, it turned out to be a deadly Momo change, and it kept flooding upwards. But I knew that H205 is not long wrong, and I was looking at the weekly charts and able to make better forecasts from there. If you entered the SPY here, which would have been about 113.50, maybe a little less, 113.30, and then, as I said, as we were in this week, I said, okay, it's about to come back down. It'll probably get you out about even, and that's about exactly what happened. You actually could have made a few pennies, 20 or 30 cents a share on that. And if you're trading the options on this, you'd have done much better. It would have been probably a pretty phenomenal gain. The contracts are too complex to go into in this video, but you option traders know what I'm talking about, because this was such a precipitous, hardcore drop today, Friday, because this is now Friday night, the 15th of January. That hardcore drop would have given you some volatility value. And you might even have, even if you had January expirations, you might have had some real decent profits, let alone if you had February's or later. So, all in all, H205 has not messed you over, and next week I really believe Santa Claus is coming to town, as I said in an earlier video. Also, as I just said in this broadcast, let's not get too giddy just yet, because here is how this is stacking up. I want you to take a look at this. You see this, this is the daily S&P chart, and it is marking an inflection on it. And I'm going to draw that in for you right quick. It's this thin red line that you see right here. That's an inflection. What that means is, pardon me, that today, Friday, this tremendous, was not a tremendous crash, but this significant drop should mark an inflection, and Monday we're going to see some action that may be looking, it should be a higher high and a higher low, which might look something like that, okay? But that's what's on tap. Now, having said that, the coming week, sometime during the week, is really going to drop significantly below the previous week. Let's look at that weekly chart. Oh, quickly, before we leave this chart, this yellow line, this is Thursday the 21st. This is the daily, and that shows another inflection, but we don't know whether that's up or down. We won't know until we get to the close Wednesday. Then we'll have some better idea what's going on. I have been telling people for weeks we're going to run into all this whipsaw action, and here it is. Now, you see this weekly chart, it appears that we have kind of topped out here, and I'm going to show you that with the H205 indicator as well. Here we go, same chart, but now with the H205 indicator developed at orangequant.com. And Monday begins the week of January 18th, and this yellow line marks an inflection. However, I hasten to point out, as I mentioned before, these trend lines drawn on the H205 go back quite a distance, and sometimes just mechanically doing it, the doing of it, causes a slight error. So it could be that this week was that inflection, and that next week we see it go down, and that's really what I'm expecting, is for it to come on down. Okay? You'll have to work with H205 and you'll start to get the feel of it. So my point is, if you're still short the SPY, I would hold on, folks, and especially if you've got options expiring like maybe February, March or sometime. It's either this coming week or the following week you're really going to probably make some money. And of course, watch out here for the week of February 15th. There should be another reversal right about then too. Depending on what direction it was going, it's just going to reverse. Okay, a quick wrap up. Monday, I would be expecting a higher high and higher low than we had today, Friday. And sometime this coming week, or at least by the following week, I would expect a very significant drop here in the S&P 500. So hang on to your puts. Let's rock. And of course, the FLIR 2 manual is available. It's at orangequant.com. Go and download your copy today. I'm Dennis Hudson. Thanks for stopping by.
And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us at orangequant.com for your S&P 500 forecast. Do join us next time and bring with you money and roses.